Everyone knows how much I love receiving an email from my dear friend Mike Cohn. So this time it's called Be Here Now. One of my favorite books is one I've never completely read. It's called Be Here Now. A friend's older brother was reading it when I was 10, and he let me page through his copy. The book caught my attention because it was square, an unusual shape for a book. Many of the pages inside the book were hand lettered and illustrated. I next came across the book when I was a college freshman. I read part of it, but never finished it because it was a guide to Hinduism for Westerners, which isn't my thing. But the title of that book always resonated with me. Be Here Now. I think the ability to be here now is something too many of us are losing. We can't just be in the moment and in the place. Everyone has to be constantly on their mobile phones. We multitask between what we should be working on and whatever else catches our eye. Meanwhile, listening to the assorted dings that demand our attention. I admit to having paused once, even while writing this email, to investigate the boing of a new email arriving, but I've so far withheld the temptation to look a second time. I witness the inability to be here now while training or working with teams. Once, during an in person workshop I was hosting, I was unable to make eye contact with any participant. Each was banging away on a laptop. When they asked questions, they were like, "When does the sprint master help with a project backlog?" Am I any better though? I loved music and grew up listening to 3-minute rock songs of the era. I remember listening to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony as a teen. It was okay, don't judge me, but I thought, who has time for a 1 hour song? Now I hit skip halfway through my favorites on Spotify. I worry about attention spans and the ability to focus. The inability to be here now must have an impact on innovation, productivity, and teamwork. I don't have a solution. I don't have 3 quick tips to be here now. I merely want to request that we try to be here now a little more often, a little bit longer, and a bit more intensity each day. Mike, I love this email, but I actually do have a tip about being here now. So for me, one of the things that I learned is if someone asked me my biggest regret as an individual, as a human, is that I had many opportunities to be there for my kids and for my wife and for my family, whether it was a sporting event or a piano recital or whatever it might be. And I always prioritized work first, not because I didn't love them or care about them, but I wanted to make sure I did everything I could to make sure the bills were paid, to make sure we had a schedule on things, to make sure we were doing great, to make sure we had the means to go on trips and vacations and do things together as a family. So I wasn't doing it for the wrong reasons, but what I was doing was absolutely wrong. One of the things I learned about Be Here Now is that you need to prioritize. You need to say to yourself, I need to be here for my family first. Everything about your family is the most important. You need to be there for your faith, whatever it is that you believe in, whether it's a guide to Hinduism or whether it's Christianity or whatever your faith might be. Be there in the moment for that faith. And then finally, be there for the people that are closest to you, for the people who rely on you, for the people that love you more than existence itself, for the people who love you more than they love their ability to breathe. One of the things that I learned is that putting down the electronic, not focusing so much on what's going on with that, but focusing on the people around you and what they're doing, how they're interacting, how they're talking to each other, what's happening in their lives. It's a powerful tool. Just yesterday, my youngest daughter showed me a gift, and I think this is a gift I might start buying for people because I think it's absolutely hysterical. This is a plant. You can purchase it on Amazon, and it comes inside of a container, a closed container. And the only way the plant can survive in its ecosystem is with a certain amount of light and air and moisture, etc. And the only way it can get that is if you put your cell phone into a little like container and close the door. And if you do that, then it gets all the nourishment it needs and your plant lives. But if not, your plant will surely die. And at first I laughed because I thought, what a great gag gift, right? Because nobody will ever keep the plant alive. But then what I realized is how sad society is that we have a gift like that, right? So for me, I think teaching people to disconnect, teaching people to connect with things that really matter, teaching people to turn a page and to see what else is going on around them, Those are powerful, powerful tools and powerful gifts that we can give. And this holiday season, I hope you consider giving those gifts of your time, your love, and your attention, especially to those you care the most about, because in the end, that's what matters the most anyway. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at agiledad.com. We'd love to hear from you. Mike, as always, thanks for the amazing email. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.